Yo, it's good. Why you just on me? Just so many other people here right now. Yo, this is Six, South Asian, God.
Let's go.
Word to Ganesh. I'm here to tell you that you're watching Hard Knock TV. I hope that wasn't racist.
No, that's amazing.
Okay.
I actually pray to Ganesha, so it works. It's not racist.
Straight up.
Facts.
It's love from above.
And this is, so Judo came with this fire.
Oh, yeah, judo snapped.
I'll play it as close as I can.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. Don't you walk out my world. Anything that I would do for you, girl. It compiles my world. Now tell me that you're satisfied. You just gotta hit it right.
Yeah, you hit it.
Did I ever tell you about the title for Can I Kick It and what happened?
No.
So
I don't think so.
we had to clear it. I believe it's Lou Reed's estate.
Lou Reed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Lou Reed's people own 100% of that song. So they took it all from Tribe. And when I created this song, I was like, yo, this is an ode to, Fife and Ali and Q-Tip and everybody. So I was like, man, this should be fun. Let's do it like this and keep it simple. Everybody knows that. Plus live, call and response. Can I kick it? 20,000 people. Yes, you can. Like,
right.
I'm excited for that,
Mm-hmm.
So we turn it in to get it cleared, and they take 75% of the record. This is another thing about sampling, why it's like, we don't do this for money. We do it, and then we put it out, and then it's like, damn, that sucks that, like, we made this thing, and Lou Reed didn't create the lyrics, Can I Kick It?
Right.
Q-Tip sampled the drum line, or the bass line, just the bass. And they took it all from them, which is so crazy, but whatever. Do I think they were entitled to a percentage? Sure, 100% taking it,
That's
from the culture. I do not.
Right.
So they're like, all right, we're going to take 75%, and you have to change the title. It cannot be called Can I Kick It? So,
Lou Reed's estate said that?
Yes. So I go, now I'm not shitting on Lou Reed, and it's not him, it's not his family,
Right.
it's a bunch
Some
of fucking lawyers, yeah, and it is
Yeah.
what it is.
It's just an example of where samples.
And this is one of a million, that we deal with all the time. Like, if you heard the original sample to Soul Food,
people don't even know that.
they don't even know, bro. Anyway, so 75% you have to change the name. And I was like, fuck that. I was like, almost thinking, all right, I'm not going to change the name, I'll just put it out for free. I'm not going to let these people,
Bully
take
into-
that. Like, you
Right.
could keep all the money in the world, but I want the name. And then Six was like, nah, dog, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good song, bro. We can't just do that. And I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, you gotta put it on there.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we gotta put it on. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna allow Spite to, not let the fans have a fun song, especially with Judo being on it. I was so excited to do the record with him. So I'm like, all right, Harrison, one of my managers, I was like, I want you to tell Lou Reed's estate that we will change the title. And we will call it, They Said I Can't Title This Track, Can I Kick It? And go tell them, fuck off. Now, the reasoning and behind why they didn't want me to keep it is the most business suit 35th floor shit I've ever heard in my life. We need you to change the title of the track so we don't have two Can I Kick It's in our estate and, double our paperwork. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. It's so stupid. But Harrison, as he does, cracked some heads, he got it done. And for 100% of our entire song, just like Tribe Called Quest, they said, if you want to keep the name, we're going to take an additional 25%. Now just think about that for a second. These people who have no true understanding of our culture, already taking 75% of a song, for me it's not about the money. But I'm like, cool, fine, whatever. Then telling me I have to change it. And then when I say no, out of spite saying, well, then you're going to have to pay for it even more. You don't get a dime. You don't get a fucking cent.
Hey, J. Cole said it best. If you put out music, you should be able to use it. We'll pay you, but let's be reasonable here.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's where it just gets weird. But
it's wild.
We love the fans so much, and we love the music so much. Like we want the fans to hear the music how we
Intended it.
Yeah.
How we intended it to hear. So
for the most part, because sometimes it's not even about. We are businessmen. Like, we're not gonna let somebody fuck us over. Like, if somebody's coming at us and they're like, oh, we want 75%, I'll just be like, fuck you, and I'll go. We've done that. Like, people want to come at us for so much money, but we only use the smallest snippet, and then we'll go replay something similar that is completely different.
Yeah.
not an interpolation, and it's like suck my dick, and then we make all the money. But you fucked yourself. All you had to do was be kind about it, in a
And
nice.
there's people that's cool that we sample where we go back to them and keep sampling
Yeah,
them because they're cool. So it's like it's a mutual benefit.
And I feel like the thing that gets lost in sampling over the generations is that it bridges gaps. Like, right?
Oh,
it
yeah.
reintroduces
Yeah.
something that was really dope that maybe we know, or our parents know, or our grandparents know, to a new generation. So a lot of times what get lost in the business is the cultural aspect of the fact that you're taking something that was influenced to you, you're sampling and you're reintroducing it to a new audience.
Don't you think it's a little weird? I've never sampled Sinatra on an album. There's a reason. You know, I love Sinatra. I would love to. I'll just probably turn this shit into a bunch of beats and give that out for free. But like, I'd love to have old Blue Eyes, you know, his vocals, the voice, the Pac Master on an album. But it's like if they're just gonna take everything, you know.
Right.
And it's not. It's just kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
It's the business where the business, you know, we
mean-
try to stay away, but it
One
happens.
of my favorite groups, De La Soul, like I can't get their stuff on streaming because back then they had so many samples that they never got cleared. And now I'm always like, yo, I want to hear that. Oh man, I can't get it on this, or I can't. Oh, I got to go to SoundCloud, or I got to go to YouTube.
Got to go dust off the old CD.
I mean, that's why our mixtapes aren't on Spotify.
Yeah, actually, let me just say that. I think we may have said this once before, but people like don't listen. Our mixtapes are not on Spotify because there is 1,000,001 samples that we didn't clear and have no intention to clear because one, it's just it's just a huge headache. And I understand that it may be easier for you to go to Spotify or iTunes and just click a button, but if you really love them and you want it, you'll download it, put it on your iTunes playlist, and it'll be on your phone, which takes you 5 minutes, which is also why I believe leaks don't really fuck anybody anymore. Because when a song is leaked, nobody gives a shit because we're so like to the point where I don't really feel like going to some. Yeah, I'll hear it. Like I don't want to do it. You know, the super like OD fans may go check it, but even I think Keanu Reeves got leaked somehow randomly.
It did
like a year, almost like a year before it came out.
The full song
or
or just like a part of it?
No, the full song.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the mixed version of the song, not the mastered version, and it was out. And yeah, I mean, it was just it's weird. It's a weird thing.
I don't even know how that happens.
But when the song came out, it's still like my most popular song right now on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, most popular meaning.
It's probably because I look like Keanu Reeves. So.
Yeah, that's true.
People have asked me that. They're like,
I've never saw that ever.
I don't either, but people think I look like Keanu Reeves.
I guess maybe a little bit.
Now that you say it.
Yeah, now that you say it. Whoa. Shout out Keanu Reeves, bro.
For sure. Matrix is one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie.
John Wick, go. Just make sure you keep any shitty singing in here, because I want everybody to hear it all.
I'm keeping all the singing. Like, I love it. To me, that's like the raw art form. Like,
yeah, it's fun.
No auto-tune, no nothing. It's just like, you know, I hope that the people watching, it will help free them up to not self-censor themselves in any art form and just kind of be free with it.
I think it's important to wear your flaws, you know? It's just like, I don't, no matter what it is, like, you know, I had a bunch of acne when I was growing up, or now that I'm a little older, my hair's thinning a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna cut myself open unless I actually wanted to do that. You know what I mean? Unless whatever it is about myself or my clothes or my whatever. Like, I didn't get in shape so that other people would go, oh my God, you're so in shape. I got in shape because I want my heart to be healthy and my muscles to be strong, to protect my family and live as long as I can. Heart to be healthy and my muscles to be strong so I can protect my family and live very long. That's a lyric.
Bar.
Yo, bars.
Yeah, straight up.
Conversational lyricist.
Speaking of cutting yourself open, I'm going to use that as a transition. Before you release Supermarket.
Damn, that was good.
You like that, right?
That was good.
Wait, what?
The video. To Confessions.
Ooh,
cutting
snap.
yourself open.
Yes, I like it.
Before we get into the symbolism behind the video, start off why you chose to release that track before Supermarket came out.
Keep that in there. I bet you won't.
Bet I will.
Superman.
Hey, we all have flaws.
Yeah, wear your flaws, bro. Yeah, wear them. Wear your fucking idiot. That's how it is. That's how it be.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's like, now Logic, he's such a hypocrite. He's shitting on his friend. He rejects that. Yo, that's going to be a fucking a gif.
It's gonna be the Mustang.
Oh, yeah.
Man, fuck y'all. Wow. I did that because that was strategic. One, I wanted to release a song. I was really excited to do it. Two, I've been on saying social media is fucked up forever, and now people are finally being like, oh my God, this is fucked up. I'm depressed. I'm just doing that so people can also turn that into a GIF. Fucking Rat Pack. I'm going to see shit everywhere. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just giving them content. All right.
Content.
Premium content.
Premium content. I wanted to release a song, and I wanted to talk about social media, which is what the next album is about. Not fully, but that is the main concept of the message that I wanted to talk about and portray, especially for the youth, regarding their self-esteem and growing emotionally. But I knew Supermarket was coming, and I didn't want the next thing that people heard from me since like Young Sinatra or Keanu Reeves, even though it was like a fun Lucy, to be a fucking rock album. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't want people to be like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I thought it was fun that when I did the song in the video, at the end of it, it says the 6th studio album, and then releasing the track. It's funny because we were thinking about doing like a trailer, and what trailer should we do, and I was thinking, and whatever, and then I ended up just like, I wanted to shoot this music video, but not really a music video, more of like a true announcement about where we are as a culture and a society via social media.
Speak a little bit about the symbolism in that video, because I know some people saw it and they're like, oh, he's cutting himself up, there's a lot of blood, and then that was kind of it. But then actually talking to you, and actually hearing like your personal feelings of why the certain things in the video are the way they are, can you give us some insight into that?
Definitely, yeah. For most people who do that anyway, I mean, these are the people who don't care to indulge and dive deep into what an artist feels and what they're actually trying to say. And there's more people who are trying to tell you what they think the artist is trying to say for clicks and for likes and for retweets, which further proves my point. So it's Black Abyss, which I love, you know, and it opens up, this is a public service announcement. You think it's just a black screen and it's going to cut to a video or something, but it doesn't. I walk into frame. This black abyss to me is my mind. I'm letting you in my mind, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. So let's let you come in. As I walk, you then see that, you know, I'm cut open. That's me. Already you're in my mind. I'm cutting myself open for you, like deep inside of me. And as I begin to rap, you know, the blood starts to pour, it starts to flow. And then I talk about like weed, and weed for me is a happy place. But once again, it's not a substance that I use because I need, no, I like to smoke dope, take a hit every now and again. It chills me out. So when I'm all happy and vibing, and then I like the weed, that's me being like, okay, I'm not in my zone, I'm not in my head, I'm just doing whatever the fuck it is that I feel like doing that's gonna make me happy. But then I throw it out and get serious again and get back to what we're talking about. As I do this, the blood begins to pour even more. I then talk about, you know, the passing of Mac Miller, and not only just him, but so many incredible artists that have passed away because of drugs or suicide, or just a lifestyle that they were leading because of the depression that comes with not only fame, success, and money, but being in the limelight 24/7 because of social media, and having people tell you that you're fucking whack, or that you suck, or that you should kill yourself. And then I go into saying these things, these intrusive thoughts, you know, I'm a fag, I'm a bitch, you know, I'm a hype beast, I ain't black in the slight least, I should quit, I should kill myself. And, you know, just before this, I pulled out a Glock 17 9mm, and that's one of the ones where I'm saying, like, I should kill myself, but I'm like, nah. And it's not me thinking I should do it, it's people telling me, it's really saying that I should do this thing to myself to end myself. The funny part, it has nothing to do with me, it has everything to do with themselves. Whether it's their own jealousy, or that's how they feel, or whatever, all these internal thoughts that they're not truly dealing with, and then they, you know, they push it out there. Or maybe it has nothing to do necessarily with this super deep thing, but they think if they say, you should kill yourself, or you're a bitch, or you're terrible, or I hope you get raped, or I hope your baby dies, or whatever, that they're only doing that because maybe they're so completely, utterly alone in their life that all they're seeking is engagement, whether it's positive or negative, from someone else. So it's so much deeper than just like somebody saying you suck. It's not about you at all.
Right.
And that's what I've realized. Like, even the positive isn't about me. The negative isn't about me. I'm an entertainer, and I'm there for people to applaud and dance like a monkey. Like that's my job. You know what I mean? And there are people who actually love and understand what I'm trying to do, and those are the people that I make music for. So with that being said, I push this intrusive thought out by decocking the Glock 17 and forcing the bullet from the chamber, which is also forcing this suicidal thought that was incepted into my mind by thousands of people on the daily who say these things to me. And then after this, I go directly into my phone, because you'll never be Kenny, you'll never be better than Drizzy and Cole, you're losing your hair, you're too fucking old. These are the things that I'm reading on Twitter right now that make me depressed, and they're pulling me down. And it's so funny, I randomly saw a comment. I was on Reddit. Sometimes I creep on my page, like for fans, because that's a place where like real fans tend to go there. And one of the things that I saw is it was like somebody saying something about, what's advice you could give mankind? Now that's what I wrote for Adam and everybody, and he asked God, and he said, don't focus on the negativity of others. That's the first thing he started with. And then the person goes, he's such a hypocrite. He's telling us not to focus on the negativity of others, but then he's doing a song about social media and all the negative things that he's being, said to him. He's such a fuck boy. Like, he could have said, he just should have said it's so different. It's so pretentious. I don't know why he's doing all this other shit. And in my mind, I'm just like, God damn. Like, I just did a song telling you to be yourself, be happy, don't worry about what others think. And then I'm be real, I don't see any other huge poppin' fucking artists like myself saying, yeah, people talk shit about me. Yes, these things can affect me. Yes, these things can hurt me. Because even myself, I didn't really do that for a long time. I was always just like, peace, love, and positivity, peace, love, and positivity. And that's real. That is so real. But it's like, you can only say peace, love, and positivity without divulging the true nature and reasoning behind why you feel the need to preach such a message constantly, by opening yourself in a way that you don't want to for a fan or a hater or whatever to say, this is why I spread this message so much, because I'm being told that I'll never be some of my great inspirations and friends, that I won't be on that level, or that this or that, when I fucking am. You know what I mean? And airing it out and putting it out there. But then ending it with, but none of it matters. Focus on yourself. Be a good person. Be a good brother. Be a good family member. Be a good husband. Be a good, father. Be a good boss. Like, love yourself. Put your ego on the shelf and remember to love yourself. And it's funny because in many ways, when you listen to every single album that we've broken down, Under Pressure, On the Come Up, Haters Gonna Hate, But You Still Gotta Do You, Incredible True Story. I decided to do a fucking album about space when Def Jam was like, what the fuck are you gonna do? And now I'm the fucking, like, the highest grossing artist popping on the label right now, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking putting in that work. And it's great. But then, then I do Everybody, which is about love and acceptance, and then I do that, and it's like, it's almost like, geez, Logic, like, give it up. When the fuck are you gonna stop? And it's like, I'm never gonna stop, and I'm gonna continue to do it because it's important, and that's why if anybody hates Logic, it's like, cool, like, all right. I don't know how you can hate a motherfucker who's just spreading peace, love, and positivity. That's it. But haters are gonna hate, man. I mean, even the snow to me represents how cold people can be, how cold you can be to yourself, how cold, when it starts snowing. It was a hard video, man. It was very scary to do. But I will tell you this, I like I said, I don't read comments. They come here and there. You just like if you go to to reply to a friend on an Instagram post or something, you could see some shit. But that was one I was actually excited to go look at comments, because if I got hated, it only proved my point even more. So it was fun to see what negative shit people could say about this.
Right.
And yeah, there was plenty, just like there always is.
I remember when you sent me that track on the phone via text.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, it's a very vulnerable track.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. At the moment when you wrote that, you were like, I just felt, this way. And I know some people were like, yo, like, are you good?
Yeah,
like,
Six was like, yeah, all right. I was like, oh my God.
I was dead ass too.
Yeah, I almost had like a panic attack. I did, actually. I was working on the Joseph Gordon-Levitt shit, and we were at the studio at United. It's a Sinatra spot. And I played the song for everybody in the room, and everybody was like, oh, shit. And I'll never forget Bobby, my engineer. He was like, man, if anything, you can go fucking deeper. Keep going, you know? And that made me feel good. But I went outside. The thing that scared me is almost like if everybody looks at you and calls you crazy, you're like, wait, am I crazy? If the whole world says you're crazy, And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, man, you don't realize it? Like, you're waking up at night and killing people and all this shit. But they're bullshitting you. Like, you're not going to know what to believe. So seeing the people that you love the most kind of look at you and be like, yo, this is like, I've never heard you say this. I've never heard you say, like, that you thinking about killing yourself or all this other stuff, or in that manner, or that people should
It was just like very blunt.
Very.
Yeah.
And usually that's not what it is. Usually it's like, haters gonna hate, but PLP, like that's what it is. But this was very difficult and very vulnerable because I wasn't in a negative place. And if anything, I was in a 10 times even better place than I was than before I recorded it, because I went down to the depths of something that bothered me from last year, you know, after I released One Day, and talked about how I felt about, South Americans coming through and being a part of this country and not feeling like, need to be exiled or blah, blah, blah. And just basically human beings not being treated like shit. And then it turns into this whole Trump thing. And then it's a race thing. And then there's all these fucking people on my Instagram like, why don't you go home or go back to fucking Europe or all the time. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Well, side note, as a South American, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
That video. As somebody who
appreciate
has been undocumented for a couple of years and part of my life, and somebody who has struggled with identity and having people say things like "go back to your country" and different things, that video meant a lot to me. And I know I've told you that off camera, but I just want to also on camera be like,
thank you.
No matter the amount of haters, I also know there was a community that when we saw that video, we're like, yo, this is dope that somebody can, at a time when a lot of immigrants are kind of like being told that there isn't a space for them in this country. I think it was important for a community to be like, oh, a big poppin' artist took time out and talked about this issue.
And to be fair, I didn't want to do it. It's not that I don't support the culture. Obviously I do.
Right.
I didn't want, sometimes, bro, like, especially after everybody and like all the messages, sometimes you're just like, man, but I'm looking around like,
Somebody's got to say
it's PLP, but you're like, you can't be in denial of what's in front of you.
Exactly. You got to speak up. You can't. It's almost like people. I forget the term, but it's almost like not choosing a side is like choosing a side.
It is.
Like if you're gonna,
being silent is choosing a side.
Right. Yeah.
You're choosing the side of whoever's committing the oppression by being silent.
If somebody's getting beat up in the streets, you don't have to run in there and fight them, but to say, hey, help, like what's going on, or to help this person.
Right.
Then you're just like letting this person get fucked up. And that's how I felt about an entire, race of people in this country with everything that's going on. And I was just like, look, man, we are all human beings.
Right.
We deserve to be treated with respect. There's a big difference between, yes, a criminal from any side of the fucking border jumping over, coming with drugs and guns and gangs and this. And then there's, women and children risking their lives to leave a place that they don't feel safe, like that they may die in, or want to give themselves and their children, which is what America is founded on, brother.
Refugees.
Like, straight up, 100%. So that is all I was trying to say by that. So, but what I'm saying is to have never seen hate like I saw when I released that. I mean, being called un-American, and, whatever the case may be.
Like too political, almost like.
Yeah, and it's just so fucking crazy.
You're a human being, and you're a human being, whether you're on this side of the wall, that side of the wall is a political statement.
Crazy.
Where it's like, well, how's that a political statement? We're saying that all human beings deserve dignity and to be treated with respect, and now that's a political statement.
But the crazy shit is like, look, there's already in the comments right now a whole race war going on. But all we just said is people deserve to be treated with respect.
I mean, look at all those right here. They're all different.
Look at the spectrum
AF.
of just this conversation.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be here if my parents couldn't come. So
my mom brought me here when I was
important.
8. So it's like I learned how to speak English through hip hop. So it's like that's kind of why we're here. It's like we're all connected through hip hop, and we all have slightly different experiences growing up.
Exactly. So after that, that's what also made me like, then the backlash of basically telling people to just like put yourself in somebody else's shoes, just kind of understand it. And we're not, what I'm talking about is not law, not like I said, people coming over here into another country, whether it's fucking America, anywhere in the world, and bringing like negativity. That happens any and everywhere. But we're not talking about the person who's trying to come here with intent to kill, murder, sell drugs, do this, of any color. We're talking about the mother and her 3-month-old that had to travel with coyotes and may have lost you know, 3-year-old daughter in the current of you know, a body of water.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that. That's what I'm talking about. It's just having compassion and understanding. But it was a real cool big fuck you to have all these awesome, you know, people who were not citizens with me on stage at the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
To be like, man, this is our country. This is what it is. But then the funny part is too, and this is the other thing that I hate, is like you also then people are like, yeah, he's just like trying to be
Right.
like, yeah, like bringing people together for like a cause and like money and like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't
So
know,
what
man.
are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't even. It ain't that deep. So I'm just gonna sing my guitar songs now.
Well, it was deep to me, and that what you did with the people on.
Thanks, man.
It meant a lot to me and to a big community. So
Hells yeah.
it sucks that something like that, as an artist, made you feel all the negative. But I just want to make sure that you also felt the positive side of that.
I
video
did,
too.
and I do everywhere I go, because I honestly believe that my biggest demographic of fans is Latino.
I mean, when I go to your
100%.
shows, I notice it.
Yo, it's amazing, bro. And so it makes me feel like I have a home, I have a place I could ever go if I needed refuge.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell
My
yeah.
house is always open, like when there's a fire.
Thanks. Oh yeah. Remember I came over for like 2 seconds and then left.
And then you went out to the other man down in Tarzana. Like,
Oh, yeah.
We all got homes that are always open for
Yeah.
each other, man.
Anything you want to say?
Man, I think you covered it. I think you nailed it on that.
It ain't that deep.
It ain't that deep.
It's probably not how we're gonna end this.
You should. Fuck it.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the next project?
I
I mean, we talked about Confessions. It's a
Music?
singles to it. Just
We're not talking about movies. We're not talking about.
we're talking about
books.
Confessions. The album wise, you released the single. So we're
We might
assuming.
fuck around and have like 20 songs on it. We got so many songs on this shit. But we'll try to keep it under an hour. It just keeps growing. We keep telling ourselves it's done, but then we just make it. Like Juicy J was in this motherfucker, and
Yeah,
it's like
that track
yeah,
sounds crazy.
This is just a driving joint. Like it's really crazy. It's probably one of the closest things I think we've actually done to one of the more original mixtapes, in the sense of there's a lot of diversity.
Remember what
on
you
it.
tweeted though?
Yeah, it's Bobby Tarantino,
Yeah.
Under Pressure.
So it's
for
like
sure. So
That sonically too. You know,
yeah, it's
that-
trap, it's turn up, it's real, it's honest, it's
honest.
super. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's extremely honest. I talk about a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
but things that I'm excited to talk about that I've always been scared to talk about because of backlash, or if I talk about somebody, not rap or this or that, but how I may have been treated or things like that, that then they could say something, but who gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, it's all just going to come back to the premise of the album and what it's about, which is, once again, self-acceptance, loving yourself, and doing our best to be in the present, not on fucking social media all the time, which I think we're doomed, personally, 100%. I think everything that I can do will help a select few who are ready to hear it and understand it, but a majority of people around the entire world wake up every single day and the first thing they do is look at their phone. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. I think we're going to come to a point where they open their eyes and it's projected from their retinas. It's like, I'm not kidding.
It's already
It's
programmed in their brain.
That's a real thing, bro. So
I have to stop that. I now, the first hour of the day, no emails, no texts.
That's dope.
Because I feel like when you're doing that, you're responding to other stuff. Instead of figuring out how you want to start
Yeah,
the
for
day
yourself.
and like for yourself, what you want, you text, emails. This is what other people are reaching into your life and saying what they need from you. So it's like, I was like, nah, the first hour is got to, like, what do I need in the day? And start with that.
that's what's important, bro. And yeah, I kind of talk about that on the album too. But it's like it's just a fun mixture.
Bangers.
Yeah, it's bangers. But even the raps though, like
Raps.
it's a fun one.
Well, we'll get into, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about that one, but that'll be a future session.
Anything else you want to ask about it?
Yes.
Go ahead, just do it. Let's
you
do it
wanna
right now.
do it right now?
Exclusive. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Yellow.
Well, we were in Hawaii,
Uh-huh.
and is that what you're talking
What?
about?
I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
All right. Well, we were in Hawaii, and you performed for Eminem.
Oh man, I wish he would give me a verse. That would be fucking dope. I didn't even ask him that shit. When I sat down with him, I was literally like, all we talked about was rap. I wasn't about to be like, yo, can I get a verse from you? Like, that'd be so weird. But, I mean, if he's watching, I don't know, maybe sometime, you know what I
Putting
mean?
it out into the world.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
But take me through that experience. Like, we were there, you were at the show.
I mean, I was giddy, bro. I was so excited. It was like, I met Jay and Beyonce, And I think, I mean, I was like a little nervous, but not like I was with M. But also, it was like I was getting on a plane to go see Eminem. I flew and landed and knew I was going to see Eminem. And I'm waiting in a trailer, 8 Mile style, waiting to see Eminem. And then I go see him, and he's like everything I had hoped he was. Nice guy, super fucking genuine, really cool, and like loves rap. Loves rap, like more than anything in the fucking world. Like he loves rap. So I was like, I was nervous, like genuinely nervous. I'm just not that nervous to meet people, but this was like, whoa, this is like, I was listening to you when I was 10 years old.
And people called you Skittles when you first started.
Yeah, thanks for fucking reminding me, Strahan.
For people who didn't know that, Young Skittles meets Eminem.
Anyway, but it was fun. I'm exhausted now.
Hands are sweaty.
Spaghetti.
Yo, we said that probably like
Can you play that?
100 times.
Yo. Hey, yo. Here we go. Yo, can I really freestyle like the craziest freestyle? Hey, yo! And then you gotta just cut the fucking interview.